Hey guys, it's Jasmine with Moon and Sky Homestead, and today I thought I'd do a video of kind of like our little small homestead, if you will. We basically have, I want to say 0.4 acres. I think it's like 0.38. But the cool thing is my in-laws actually own the property right next to us. So I don't know how much. I think that's like almost an acre. They let us utilize their land, which I am super grateful for. Thank you if you're watching. That's sweet. Obviously, we have young kids right now, and the stage of life we're in is busy, busy, busy. So I'm not able to do everything I had imagined and wanted for this property yet. But we have been doing a lot of cool things lately. This is kind of like the middle area of our property. So we have our chicken coop set up. Now, this space right here where the chickens are clearing off this land is actually going to be where I'm planning to put my duck coop. Hence, I need to ask my in-laws if you're watching this. It's fine if no, I can put them in my backyard. So kind of next to where the ducks are going to be, kind of towards the front of where our backyard meets, I have our potato patch here. And I do plan to continuously use this for potatoes, but this is going to stay, or I may enlarge in it. So this is kind of like right next to our fence. Now, if we keep walking, we have the girls. Hello, girls. This one's bad. She's in the doghouse. So when we keep walking, we do have our chicken coop. Now, we could potentially put like wheels on this thing if we had like something to lift it up and move it. I really like the spot that it's in, and this chicken coop is definitely staying where it's at. What I do plan to do is, let me show you. This is also following along our fence right here. So we're following along our backyard. Our chicken coop is here. We still have all of this to utilize. Our property actually goes all the way to this pole right here. What I plan to do is I plan to move the chicken run, or like build a chicken run and move them towards over here towards this way, because I know that things are just gonna, like, the trees will help with the predators, the aerial predators for sure, and that way the ducks can have their complete own separate space. I don't really want to have my chickens and ducks together, but I don't know. I may change my mind. So that's what this wooded area will be for. If we keep walking towards the back of our property, we have this whole setup, and there is a lot of potential for this. I need to be careful because there's snakes back here, honey. As you can see, there is a lot of empty space. Now, we did have the electrician company come in, and this used to not be empty, so to speak. There was like a bunch of different, I think it's called hollyhock. And so they came in and they cut it all down, which honestly I loved because it's free mulch for my garden beds. What I planned to do in the beginning of having this property was to have some garden high tunnels back here so that I could grow predominantly most of our fruit and vegetables all year round. I do think that that is possible, although I will say for our future like 5 to 10 year plan, I don't know if we'll be at this property for that long. So if it happens, it'll be fun. It'll be a good learning experience. If it doesn't, then it doesn't. I would love a huge garden space back here. At one point, we were going to put a pig back here. So, like, there is a lot of potential for back here. I do think that we don't use our land as much as we need to. And I really want to start utilizing what we have, because at the end of the day, we do have a lot of space to grow things and to, you know, we have talked about growing our own meat, chicken wise, meat chickens. I'm such a numbers girl. I like plugged it all in, and unfortunately it was just cheaper to go with the local bulk option, a local farmer here, so that's what we did. I do kind of plan on doing my own birds next year when I have a little bit more time on my hands. This property also came with a huge carport thanks to the seller before us. My husband supports my homesteading journey, and with that, I also have to support his journey. And so he has like a little gym set up. He's had this since we've lived in Orlando and went to college at UCF. So, like, it's just kind of cool that we have it here. That's basically what we use it for. In a perfect world, I would like to have like a brooder set up underneath here where it's in the shade and stuff, but for right now I just have them in the porch. But yeah, so I kind of leave the carport up to my husband's deal. I also have my compost pile over here that I got locally, which is like right here. And he also builds me a lot of stuff under here. Now here is my bread and butter baby. This is my garden space. Now it keeps expanding. I kind of chose this space for one, the sun. It doesn't get full sun. It gets like at least 8 hours of full sun a day. But I kind of chose it because the trees actually provide shade for this area. And with Florida's high heat, I think some of my plants need a break. I have tried my garden in like 3 different spaces in this property. At first, I tried it over by my kids' like play set in the backyard. It didn't work. And then I tried it in the front yard and it didn't work because it was in the front yard and my like I need my kids contained at all times. So now I have it on this side and it's been working fairly great. My dog does try and get in here and we have had some run-ins with some rabbits. But other than that, it's doing pretty good back here. I have some fruit trees back here. I have about 4 different fruit trees and 2 different grapevines back here. You are able to do a lot in a small space. Now, this is a huge backyard. I will tell you that it is a fairly big backyard. You could utilize it better than what I'm utilizing it. I do not have a strong suit in like being super efficient. But I do still provide a big backyard for my kids to play in, and I have my fruit trees kind of planted in between. So, like, this is a peach tree, there's a grape over there, there's another plum tree. A lot of people will tell you to utilize your front yard. I do believe that that is good advice. If you can and you don't live in an HOA, you should definitely use your front yard to grow food. I don't know about homesteading. Maybe you could do like rabbit hutches on the side of your house. So you can do vertical container gardening too. Like just try and use the space as much as you can with whatever you can. That's the main thing that I like to do. One little last piece, which is the side of our house. Now I'm gonna preface this by saying I have not been over here in a while and it needs some work, but there's definite potential. You could again like have rabbit hutches or you could do like a little duck oasis over here. Maybe I'll think about doing that. That is my little small property. There's a lot you can do with a small property. You just gotta you just gotta be a little bit creative, use a little bit of imagination, be really organized if you can. And yeah, thank you guys for hanging out with me. Until next time.